Mia.
Yeah, thank you so much for talking to me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yes. So such good content, and I've been watching from Miami, Florida.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Now that you decided your basic travel itinerary to Japan, booked your hotel, airplane ticket, it's time to start preparation for your trip to Japan. And also you can start packing for your departure date. Visiting Japan will be a very unique experience, but it can be also intimidating because things work differently here. So in this video today, I'd like to go over the basic travel tips for your travel preparation and 4 must-have items that you might want to bring to Japan. And this 4 item is the must-have item that you have to bring to Japan, but it's not just Japan for any international travel. As long as you have all of these 4, you can actually even forget your suitcases because you can purchase things here. So let's go over what that 4 thing is. And first one is passport, and the second is either credit card or the cash. And number 3 is something you cannot get in Japan. That can be like a medicine, contact lenses. It might be possible to get, but it will be very difficult and takes time of your travel. And the 4th is the smartphone to stay connected, and also you can check important apps for your travel. So let me go over one by one. The first one will be the passport. And passport is the must-have item, and you cannot land to Japan without it. If your country has a visa waiver program with Japan, you don't have to get any visa on it. You can just get your passport. You can even leave tomorrow. If your country needs a visa for a trip to Japan, you can contact your local Japanese embassy, or you might be able to contact your local travel agency, so they can probably handle the visa instead of you. And some countries ask for at least 6 months of the validity when you leave the country, but Japan is not asking for that. So I checked some embassy's website, but I couldn't find clear information about it. So if your passport is expiring in 6 months when you leave Japan, so you might want to check that with your airline company or with your local Japanese embassy. And the second will be money. That will be either credit card or can be cash. You might have heard that Japan is a cash society, but more and more you can use credit card now. And credit card is also a must-have item to book your hotels and get things easily. Now let's see what kind of stores you cannot use credit card in Japan. And that is probably the small restaurant like a ramen shop. These stores, usually you have to purchase a little ticket, and that is only work with the cash. And sometimes even major chain restaurant, it only works with the cash or different types of the payment, but usually those are, even if you see lots of logos of the payment, those are all kind of Japanese kind of local payment system, and something you might have access is the Suica or Pasmo's payment. But the thing is, you can only charge IC card with cash. Even though in case you purchase Welcome Suica or Pasmo Passport at the airport, you can purchase with credit card. So even though more and more places are accepting credit card, it is important to have a cash in Japan. I shouldn't say important, it's more convenient. And now let's see how you can get the Japanese yen cash. And there are basically 3 ways. The one is getting in your country before you leave for Japan. So you can go to the currency exchange shops or bank in your town and you can exchange to Japanese yen. Also, you can order online. For example, if you see the website of Bank of America, if you have the account of the Bank of America, you can order online and you can just have it delivered to your mail. So this works for the types of the travelers want to prepare everything before you travel to Japan. The second one is getting cash at the airport. Some countries have lots of currency exchange shops outside the arrival gate, but in Japan, usually you see only 1 or 2 currency exchange shops, which is major banks. And you might think it's really expensive rate, but actually it's organized and it's not that expensive. Tokyo is not really established as a tourist destination, so you don't see that many currency exchange shops in the city. So it might help to have at least first 1 or 2 days of the cash, so you don't have to wander around the Tokyo looking for the currency exchange shop and wasting time. And also, if you use train from there, you might need cash already. So having the cash from the airport is definitely the better way. And the third way is to get in the city. And getting in the city is either going to the currency exchange shops, like in Shinjuku Station, you see lots of little kind of individual shops for the currency exchange rate. And if you like to kind of explore those areas, that would be a good place. And also, the popular method is getting the Japanese yen cash from the ATM. The popular one is the 7 Banks ATM. So you see this 7 Banks ATM in every store of the 7-Eleven, and also randomly located in the stations or airport. So you can get cash of Japanese yen directly using your credit card or cash card. So in case you have a checking account and have a debit card, you can get Japanese yen using your balance in your bank account.
When you use your credit card and get cash at the ATM, it will be a cash advance and it can have a high APR. So you may want to check with your credit company, and if you're not sure, you might want to avoid using this option.
And something you might want to know is that there will always be a fee for that. Basically, 3 fees is ATM fees that are charged by the 7 Bank in this case, and a foreign transaction fee, which is a rate to exchange the currency from your currency to Japanese yen, and your bank's fee. So you might want to make sure that this how much it will be. And for example, the Visa and MasterCard always publish the currency exchange rate with Japanese yen. So you might want to check that. And always, it is common thing to be said among travelers, but MasterCard is usually slightly cheaper. And when it comes to the ATM fee and your bank fee, it really depends on your bank's credit card or cash card. So you might want to check with that if it works with your bank account first of all, and how much the transaction fee will be. For example, in the USA, the Charles Schwab's checking account refunds you all the bank fee, ATM fees, and no foreign transaction fees. So there are some good cards like that. So if you are planning to travel to foreign countries often from now on, you might be able to consider making a new card. If you are not really a frequent traveler and visiting only Japan, you might not need to make something really new, and you can just get cash somewhere. In Japanese yen, this is a 1,000 yen, which is now yen is super devaluated. $7. It used to be $10, but now it's $7 or so. So smaller than this will be all the small coins. So your wallet will be full with the coins. So if you don't have any kind of wallet, have a space for the coins, you might carry a little kind of pouch for the coins. Some credit cards including travel insurance, and which will be really great. And in this case, I'm not talking about covering the lost luggage or airplane delays. That is also important, but it's more important is the travel health insurance. And usually your travel health insurance in your country doesn't cover when something happens in Japan. So in that case, you need to join the travel insurance. And Japan is considered to be actually not so expensive for medical bills, but it can be still lots of expenses if you go to hospital. So you might want to consider the travel health insurance. And travel health insurance you can purchase online. You can choose the coverage you like and the price shows up, and you can purchase online. Something you might want to note is that you might want to write down the contact information for your embassy in Japan, and also where that is. In case of an emergency like losing your passport, or when there is a big earthquake happens here, and when something medically emergency happens, the number you have to call in Japan is 119. And you can ask for the English staff. And when you are involved in any crime or trouble, you can call 110, which is a number for the police department. And if you have iPhone, for example, you click both sides for a long time, and this one comes up like emergency call. So if you swipe, you call the local emergency number. This Kyoto police is issuing this little card, so you can use in case of the emergency. So they're saying either print it out or do the screenshot on your phone and keep it and show it to someone. So I put that link to the description below. And the third thing you might want to bring to Japan is what you cannot bring to Japan, like contact lenses. It's very difficult to get because you have to go to eye doctors and get a prescription for the contact lenses. Like medicine is also important things. But this is something really you have to be careful. And before I start talking about this, I have to say clearly that I cannot give you any medical advice or legal advice. There are some strict laws about it in Japan, and you might not be able to bring the medicine you are using in your country, and it can be a big trouble. So please see this website. So what this site says is, as long as it's for your personal use and it's within the 1 month of the quantity, you can bring to Japan. In case you bring more than that, or you bring certain medicines, you have to get this Yunyu Kakunin-sho, which used to be called Yakkan Shome. If you are under certain medication, you might want to go to this website, read through the website clearly. And looks like Japan is very strict about the medicine for ADHD or anything that can relate it to the mental health. That can be something you might want to look up. And the fourth one is a smartphone. Smartphone is very important to stay connected with your family or with someone. And also you can use lots of convenient applications. To stay connected with your smartphone, there are 3 ways. And one is using your carrier's data plan. For example, again it's about the US, but if it's a Verizon, you can purchase international travel pass that you can pay day by day and you can use in Japan. And some other carriers like T-Mobile and Google Fi has a plan that you can use your plan as it is. So you can use the data in Japan within the data plan you have in the US. Depending on the country, you might have something similar. The great thing is you don't have to do anything extra. It's very easy. And the second one is a SIM card. SIM card is always in your phone, and you can push this and the SIM card comes out. So you can put the SIM card that you can use in Japan and you can stay connected. Very important thing is your phone has to be unlocked. Something you might want to check with your carriers. Or also you might want to be careful so you don't lose your SIM card, your original SIM card. There's also eSIM that you don't have to change actually SIM and you can just type the number. And SIM card you can purchase anywhere. You can purchase in the Amazon US before you come to Japan. You can also see lots of vending machines of the SIM card and the counters that sell SIM card. And even the store, kind of big camera, they have the SIM card on the sale. Another thing you might want to be careful about SIM card is in case you use a physical SIM card, you have to be able to open this little hole. And usually it comes with, for example, in case of iPhone, it comes with iPhone when you purchase. So you might want to not to forget to bring that. I think that was Thailand. I forgot the pin for the SIM card, and so somehow I was carrying the chopstick with me on that trip, and this some chopstick in Japan, little toothpick on the inlet. And for example, this one has a toothpick. I don't know if you can see the toothpick. So this is perfect thing to open this side like this. So SIM card is a great tool, but the thing is you lose access to your phone number when you put different SIM card, unless your phone has function of the double SIM. But especially if you are a solo traveler only traveling with a phone, it will be very convenient choice. And in case you are traveling with your family or traveling with different groups, the great choice will be the portable Wi-Fi. And portable Wi-Fi is basically, this will be your Wi-Fi during your travel in Japan. It gets a reception from Japanese phone company and give you the connection to Wi-Fi. For some travelers, you might not be familiar with the pocket Wi-Fi or portable Wi-Fi, so I wanted to show you, and one company called Japan Wireless sent me this so I can use it for 1 month and see how it works. Also, I can show you how to use it. Thank you for Japan Wireless. So when you arrive in Japan, you can receive it at the airport or have it delivered to your hotel. And this little pouch have this device that you can get Wi-Fi, and also this kind of portable battery you can charge this. So basically you turn it on, you slide up. This one already they pasted the information how to connect it, but you can also check by tapping it. That's it. It shows how many devices are connected here, and you can have the access to the Wi-Fi. Even if you are on the street, you are on the Shinkansen, you can get it. And I only tried in this room and also in the park in Tokyo, and it works pretty fine. I connected with 2 different devices and watched YouTube from both, but it worked. So Japan's Wi-Fi is not the best. I mean, some places once you connect it works fine, like Starbucks, but always it cuts so quickly. Like in Shinkansen, it has never worked fine for me. So I think it's always good to carry the pocket Wi-Fi, especially you are bringing laptop or when you're traveling in the group. And you also get this envelope. And this one, you can put this pouch inside and you can just mail from the post box, the red one you see in the streets of Japan. So turn this off, put this in the bag, and you can put in this thing. And there's an address of them already on this, so you can just mail.
There are several different Wi-Fi companies, but Japan Wireless is competitive, especially in the long-term rentals. If you use a coupon code JWTK, you can get 10% off extra, so please check if you are interested in it.
And all of these important things you cannot put in the suitcases, especially if you check in your luggage or ship your luggage from airport to the hotel or hotel to the hotel. You always want to keep these important things with you in a small bag. Then you might wonder which is better, either backpack or suitcase for a trip to Japan. And this is nothing really special about Japan, but so both backpack and suitcase has a pro and cons. So let's see the pro and cons one by one. So for the backpack, sorry, I don't have really big backpack, but so this is just an example. But the backpack is great. When you put it on your shoulder, your hands are free. So you can focus on whatever you do, and also you can focus on your kids' bags if you are traveling with your family or somewhere else. And it's easy that you can walk anywhere, you can get on the bus easily. And when you get on, the only thing is when you get on the busy trains, you might want to put into the front so you don't hit someone behind you. The problem is backpack is heavy. It can be very heavy. When you pack and when you put it on your shoulder, oh, it's easy, I can do it. This weight is on your shoulder all the time, so depends on your physical conditions. If you are not confident, you might want to change to the suitcases. Another con is that when you purchase a lot of souvenirs, not really protected, so there is a possibility it's broken inside. Some bags have a zipper on the bottom, but unless you're very used to the traveling with backpack, it's very difficult to organize the inside the bag. Like this, difficult to get the things on the bottom, and sometimes I come home from the travel and I realize, oh, I had this in the travel and I didn't even notice or something. That happens. Can be only me. So in most cases, you might want to use the suitcases. And the important thing is you choose the one with 4 strong wheels, and so you can roll in many different positions. And you might want to choose this part that is very strong, because it's a disaster if it doesn't go in or something. The great thing is you can throw in anything, you can organize well. Whatever you purchase as a souvenir will be protected fairly. So now you're ready to fly to Japan. In the next video, I'd like to go over the first 1 hour what you can do in Japan, including something you might want to do in the airport before you head to the city. If you like the content, please click like button or subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a great trip to Japan. Have a great week until the next video.